So welcome all of you once again in another session, and today we'll be solving the All India Live mock once again. Before I start, let me just mark that we have an offer this Diwali, the Diwali Dhamaka, which ends today. One can use the code Diwali, DIWALI, and grab flat 60% off on SSC test subscriptions, and do check the maximum discount on other courses, batches, and the SSC Super Elite also, where you get access to every course, the current and the upcoming ones, in just one single subscription, be it for SSC, for SSC CGL or CHSL or Steno or any other one. With the full length mock tests, PYQs, topics, sectional typing tests, and detailed solution and AI powered analysis also. Let's start the session without any delay. We go ahead now. Reducing brightness so that we can see this more clearly. Welcome all of you here, watching it live, watching it later. Shivalras, Radhe Radhe. Jessica, Ajay, Jai Jagannath brother. Gunjan, Radhe Radhe. Let's go. Just a sec. Just fixing my phone for the comments. Okay, here we go. The first one, long in the tooth. I hope we can use common sense also. When a kid is born, when a child is born, usually they don't have teeth. And once teeth start growing up, they are what we say the milk teeth or what? They are temporary, the soft ones. Once they get older, they get the permanent teeth. So once someone is long in the tooth, that means they have grown old. May have experience also, but they have become old now because it's been so long in the tooth, explaining that being old. So to be old, yes, elderly, no objection. Dental problem, first of all, idioms don't have the literal sense, so tooth cannot be tooth here. Talkative, tooth won't define. Tongue may define being talkative. Experience may not be so sure. So the first one. Television plays a crucial role in modern society by serving as a blank space medium for information. Obviously, that should be Aman. Obviously, you are praising it. It plays a crucial role. Options should be positive as a blank space medium for information, entertainment, education. Powerful, the only positive one here. Vanish. It hasn't gone. Detrimental is harmful. Lethal is also harmful. The only positive option. That's a powerful tool for information, entertainment, and education. It bridges blank space. Without the objectives, we can mark what do we bridge. We always bridge the quick. Nope. We always bridge the gaps. What is a bridge? A bridge is something that bridges the gaps. For example, there's a road, town, city. There's a river in between, and there's another town and city. I can't go till the end of the river and come back to this city. Let's make a bridge. That's what we do to minimize the distance between them. So we always bridge the gap. I repeat, we always bridge the gap, the differences or the divides. Analogies may be different, slogans may be different, cliches, something which is so old it holds nothing new, will be a negative word here for this powerful medium for information. The only option satisfactory here is divide. Bridging those differences, bridging the gaps. Beyond news, TV provides a vast blank space of entertainment options. Hello, KP. A vast aptitude, adversity, sadness. No. Beyond news, television provides a vast blank space of entertainment options from drama, comedy, this, that, n number of varieties of that. Aptitude may be intelligence, but we're not talking about intelligence here. Variety of options. Variety. Adversity is a negative word. Woe is a negative word. Array. Wide variety of. Vast variety of. Wide array of. And the last, and quite easy once again, out of elimination. Television's ability to entertain, inform, educate makes it an, I would say the same, dropping the article, powerful tool for communication and social cohesion. Kajal, Radhe Radhe, Jai Ma Kali. It's a powerful tool again. Abrasive, why? Ambiguous is such a negative word. Indecisive, can't make a decision. Why? It's an indispensable tool because we can't remove it, has been a part of our lives. Television showing us news, documentaries, live broadcasts, everything. The only positive, they are still negative. Okay. Indispensable, part and parcel, cannot be separated, cannot be removed. No, hey dear. No, chivalrous, you forgot it. Basically, we transform past indefinite into past perfect tense. But when two sentences are dependent on each other with the time expressions, feel this. I always say or use this example. Feel this. Yesterday, when I reached home, I found the lights on. When I reached home, past indefinite, I found the lights on. Imagine both the actions in reality also are happening at the same time. When I reached home, I found the lights on. So she said, he said, when I reached home, I found the lights on. Rules will force us to transform this past indefinite into past perfect. So the sentences after rule transformation will be, she said that when she had reached home, she had found the lights on. Now it doesn't mean anything. Because when she reached home, she found the lights on. Not when she had reached home, she had found the lights on. Past perfect is something happening before something happened in the past. And both the actions are happening at the same time. None of these or neither of these happened before the other happened. So when two actions are dependent on each other, we transform them from present to past, but we don't change their time expressions. No improvement. Absolutely. She said to me, when I opened the box, I discovered this. When she had, no. She opened is okay. She opened is okay. I opened. Why? Because she's saying why. I hear. Drop it. Now both are correct. She had discovered. No, 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 no. The moment she opened the box, she discovered such. The only option possible. Remember this. Otherwise, free marks would have been gone. Jessica, got it? In B, the first part was correct, but the second part had an objection. Yes, Amalesh. We have to finish this important assignment by Friday because the project manager will review it on Monday. Quick. Yes, we have to finish this project assignment. The assignment has to be finished. This important assignment has to be okay. Assignment have is impossible. Is not available there. Will is not available there. Need not check the other fractions because you can't go ahead. 12th one. Okay, brother, I'm sorry. I got this wrong, so I don't know why. We'll check. What about the 12th one? 3 to 4 minutes, please. Just got two wrong and straight 12 and 13. Waiting for that too. Sure. Welcome, Devang. Happy New Year to you and your family, brother. Family's brother. Good to see you. You can feel the smile on my face with your presence. Thank you so much for being here, Devang. Quick, everyone. Amlesh. Exactly. Hello. Forget about the meaning of those words. Grammar is made up of three components. Or English is made up of three components. Grammar, vocabulary, and context also. Let's use grammar this time. She or he, okay, he and his family blank space on the income that he was able to generate and all. You know the sentence belongs to past. After the subject, I need a verb, if possible in the second form. Cautionary is an adjective. Crass, I don't know what the meaning of the word is, but cannot be V2. Unjust cannot be V2. I just have one option, which is V2. Click it, go ahead. He got full marks. Radhe Radhe, hello, good evening. Okay, that's it. Use common sense. Same here. UPI, all of us use, allows users to transfer money anytime, real-time basis, without revealing blank space of one's bank account to the other. Obviously, without revealing blank space of one's bank account to the other party. Contingent bank accounts, accessory bank accounts. Okay, the details of my bank account, your bank account describes a verb in English. At least I need a noun. Okay, DNA evidence has revolutionized the field of criminal investigation, particularly in solving cold cases, those unresolved mysteries that stay in the shadows of justice. In the pursuit of truth, DNA stands as an irrefutable witness offering insights into the past with unparalleled accuracy and precision. Its role in unraveling the complexities of cold cases cannot be overstated. In the realm of cold cases, where traditional leads have grown stale and since trails have long since gone cold, DNA evidence breathes new life into investigations by analyzing minute traces of biological material left behind at crime scenes, such as blood, semen, or hair follicles. Forensic experts can establish a genetic profile unique to each individual. This profile serves as a virtual fingerprint linking perpetrators to their crimes even decades after the fact. The power of DNA evidence lies not only in the ability to identify suspects but also in its capacity to exonerate the innocent. Numerous cases, individuals wrongfully convicted have been set free thanks to DNA analysis, shedding light on the fallibility of our justice system and underscoring the importance of rigorous investigation techniques. Moreover, DNA evidence transcends the limitations of eyewitness testimony or circumstantial evidence, which can be subjective and prone to error, provides incontrovertible proof of guilt, innocence, leading a sense of closure to victims' families, restoring faith in the legal process. Utilization of DNA databases, both national and international, further enhances the efficacy of cold case investigations. By cross-referencing with existing records, law enforcement agencies can identify potential suspects or link seemingly unrelated crimes, unraveling intricate webs of criminal activity. However, challenges persist in the realm of DNA evidence, including issues of sample degradation, contamination, and the need for stringent chain of custody protocols to ensure reliability and admissibility in court. Additionally, private concerns surrounding the collection and storage of genetic data warrant careful consideration in the ethical use of DNA evidence. Despite the challenges, the role of DNA evidence in solving cold cases continues to evolve, driven by advances in forensic technology and interdisciplinary collaboration. With each breakthrough, justice edges closer to those who have long waited closure, reminding us of the enduring power of science and the pursuit of truth. What's the best meaning of transcend in the sentence? Moreover, it transcends that and that and that. Um, you know the meaning of transcend. There should be today also. I haven't seen a pen drive with the same name, transcend. Okay, transcend is to go beyond the usual limit. Transcend, to go beyond the usual limits. Recalling events is not the meaning of transcend. Using evidence as a proof is not the meaning. Go more than the limits is transcend. Relying on the interpretation, no. What type of a pronoun is the word there? You can satisfy options, but grammatically there is not a pronoun, that's an adjective. But no problem, elimination is there. Come on, you are taking so much time. That's not an interrogative pronoun. Words like who, whom, which, what ask questions. That's not a demonstrative one. The words in the demonstrative list are this, that, these, those, such, and one. It's not a relative pronoun either. Words in this list are who, whom, which, what, that. That's a possessive one, showing possession. However, that's not a pronoun, that's an adjective. Hello, KP. What type of a sentence is this? However, challenges remain in the realm of DNA evidence, including this, that, and the need for stringent chain of custody protocols to ensure reliability and admissibility in court. I got this wrong, so my mistake, first of all, I thought probably I clicked compound if I'm not wrong. Yes, I clicked compound because I thought, however, challenges remain in this and that, and the need. Probably I noticed and as a conjunction, making it a compound sentence. But KB, uh, that's just a simple sentence because it doesn't have a complete clause again. It doesn't have another independent or even a dependent sentence. There is only one statement. There is no second finite verb, which I realized later. However, challenges remain the only finite verb in the realm of evidence, including preposition this, that, and the need for this and the need for that. Noun, not a verb out here. Done. To ensure, infinitive. So there is only one finite verb, one subject, simple sentence. However, I got this wrong that time. Doubts welcome. One more I got wrong. I don't know why. Quick, everyone. What are some challenges associated with the DNA evidence in solving cold cases? However, challenges remain. Lack of public trust in the reliability, potential errors in referencing DNA profiles, difficulty in obtaining samples from ancient crime scenes, limited applicability in cases involving cybercrimes. Let me eliminate D because nothing such is marked in the passage about cybercrimes. I would still answer uh, I don't remember what I answered. However, challenges remain, including issues of sample degradation. Probably this, but that was wrong. That was wrong. Yes. What's the answer? B. Potential errors in referencing DNA profiles. Let's check this. Moreover, DNA evidence transcends the limitations of eyewitness testimony or circumstantial evidence, which can be subjective and prone to error. This means that sometimes there might be mistakes or problems when comparing DNA found at a crime scene with DNA from known individuals. Hence, B is the correct answer. Either I didn't get the question correct. What are some challenges associated with DNA evidence in solving cold cases? I can't find that line over here. Moreover, it transcends the limitations of eyewitness testimony and circumstantial evidence, which can be subjective and prone to error. It provides incontrovertible, but that's a positive statement in my opinion. If DNA evidence goes beyond the limits of eyewitness testimony, hmm, Okay, that is the only line which is negative, which can be subjective, depends upon person to person, and prone to error. So, yep, it may be problematic. It is prone to error. It transcends the limitations of eyewitness testimony and circumstantial evidence. Potential errors in referencing DNA profiles. Not that straight. I will still consider my answer wrong. That was my mistake, 12th one. But this is something I don't understand. We'll see at the end. No problem. Rest of these. Let's go straight. And ironically, the fact that, yes, Shikha, but do you honestly agree it is clearly stated? I mean, in other words, that that's the problem, which is which was the answer to the question. The answer was potential errors in referencing DNA profiles. This line, in my opinion, is not referencing to those DNA profiles, not directly or explicitly. No problem. One of those may go wrong. No problem. Ironically, the fact that she doesn't like all the attention makes her an even more curious and blank space figure for us all. Quick. Obviously, ironically will be opposite. First of all, ironically, she doesn't like all the attention. That makes her more curious and blank space, captivating. So that's the only positive word out there. Disenchanting. Why negative? Ironically. Fascinate is a verb, can't be used here. Adjective could have been a possibility. Fascinating. Why repelling? Another negative word here. Both are synonyms. Captivating, the only positive word out there. One of the children stood at the door to blank space. Quick. Okay. Give notice. One of the children stood at the door. Now, children cannot give advice, and we are not giving thought or advice here. Give a hand. Children. Children. Give a hand. Give notice. That means, for example, a kid is standing at the gate. Papa, somebody is there. Somebody is coming. I can see that. A kid can do that effectively. Out of elimination, I would say the only possible answer is give notice, which is to actually notice. One of the children stood at the door to give notice. To notice if he saw somebody coming who was an officer. Whenever he comes, just inform me. That's it. Spell check. Court magistrate. She has commissioned an artist to paint her portrait. You have in your phone also portrait mode, landscape mode. Fine. Portrait, not the correct spelling. Portrait, no R out here. Portrait, not EIT. Just one correct. We have in our phones also portrait mode to capture photos. Some error detection. Local governments must be enabled to hold state departments accountable and to provide quality, corrupt free services through service level agreements. No. What about this corrupt free service? Corrupt is a verb. Corruption free service. You better know this. Need not read that again. What is this corrupt free service to them? Corruption free service to them. Common sense. Because you're talking about governments and all. Emphasize. Message. Solidarity. Okay. Hypnosis. Obviously, solidarity doesn't have an E in between, has an A out there. Solidarity. That's it. And rest of those are all correct. Emphasize, the British English SISE, American ZE. Message, hypnosis. Elimination, done. Have you previously worked in a whether he has, but the sentence belongs to past, cannot be he has. Drop it. That and if cannot be together. In the interrogative statements, we can't have that, if, that, when, that, why. No, impossible. If had he, but that will be still interrogative, not possible in the assertive way. Out of elimination, just one option correct. Is that correct? It has to be, because rest of those are incorrect or impossible. He asked him if, have you, he had, if he had previously worked in that required. Absolutely. Just eliminate. Don't find the correct answer in voice and narration, just eliminate. Bear one's cross. Remember, bear the consequences and such. So much time we've taken. Okay. Bear, one's cross. I'm saying we should go there right now. No, I'll go there tomorrow. If you do anything such, you bear your cross. You're trying to cross me. You will have to bear the responsibility. You will have to bear one's burden or problems. Seems good. To hold ill feeling, speak rudely, take revenge. No. Cross. If you're trying to cross me, you will have to bear the problems. Then that's it. So easy. Just eliminate. Don't find the correct answers. The security guard forbid the trespassers to enter That means the sentence is imperative. Okay. Don't enter seems good to me. You are forbidden. He was forbidden should have been the possibility. It's an imperative sentence here. No, not to enter. No, we don't start with not to go there. Don't go there. That is possible, but it will be double negative. Forbid also, do not also. No, 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 no. Impossible, impossible, not there. The only possible correction. Don't enter. That's it. A bias is a tendency, inclination, prejudice toward or against something or someone. Some biases are positive, helpful, like choosing to only eat foods that are considered healthy or staying away from someone who has knowingly caused harm. But biases are often based on stereotypes rather than actual knowledge of an individual or circumstance. Whether positive or negative, such cognitive shortcuts can result in prejudgments that lead to rash decisions or discriminatory practices. Bias is often characterized as stereotypes about people based on group to which they belong or based on an immutable, what is the meaning of immutable? Physical characteristic they possess, like their gender, ethnicity, sexual orientation. This type of bias can have harmful or real-world outcomes. People may not be aware that they hold these biases. I'm sorry. The phenomenon of implicit bias refers to societal input that escapes conscious detection. Paying attention to helpful biases while keeping negative, prejudicial, or accidental biases in check requires a delicate balance between self protection and empathy for others. A category of biases known as cognitive biases are repeated patterns of thinking that can lead to inaccurate or unreasonable conclusions. Cognitive biases may help people make quicker decisions, but those decisions aren't always accurate. Some common reasons why include flawed memory, scarce attention, natural limits of brain's ability to process information, emotional input, social pressures, and even aging. When assessing research or even one's own thoughts or behaviors, it's important to be aware of cognitive biases and attempt to counter their effects whenever possible. People tend to jump at the first available piece of information and unconsciously use it to anchor the decision making process even when the information is incorrect or prejudiced. This can lead to skewed judgment and poor decision making, especially when they don't take time to reason through their opinions. Based on the information, which of these cannot be answered? Somewhat such. I hope you're not asking for the meaning of these words. If you are, say yes. What is the definition of an implicit bias? I hope I can see this implicit bias here. Hello. Yes, we have the word implicit in the passage. Just a sec. The phenomenon of implicit bias refers to this. So we have the definition of implicit bias. You need to answer which cannot be. What is the most successful technique for unlearning a cognitive bias? I cannot see any information in the passage to unlearn any bias. Probably this is the answer. What about the rest of those? What's a potential real world outcome for a harmful bias? Yes, people may answer incorrect information, paying attention to those uh, harmful bias. Yes, this type of bias can have harmful real world outcomes. So yep, that's a possibility. Example of a bias that could be considered helpful. Many such out there, keeping this helpful bias. So helpful is there. Say real world, cognitive is also there, implicit is also there. No method of unlearning a cognitive bias is there in the passage. So that has to be the answer. What is the meaning of immutable? No, there should be difference. Trespass is a negative word. Transcend can be your capability. Infringe is another negative word like copyright infringement. All are different. All are different. Although similar, but they have their specific meaning. What is the meaning of immutable? Thank you. Mutable, remember COVID mutations and all change. Immutable, cannot be changed or modified or altered, which can be, no, 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 cannot be. That's the opposite. That's mutable. No duration. It's not transitory, momentary, or fleeting or evanescent. Shift, no, 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 cannot be changed or altered. Immutable. What type of sentence is this? Cognitive biases may help people make quicker decisions, but those decisions aren't always accurate. Just one word is sufficient to answer this question. KP, if live, got this correct? If you attempted. Thank you. Yes, fanboys, if we remember. Out of this is B, but. So this word is sufficient to make it compound, having two independent clauses. No dependent out there, both are independent, so compound sentence. Which best captures the central idea of the passage. The passage primarily serves as a warning against the stereotypes, arguing they are the exclusive foundation of all. No, we didn't have all cognitive. We had the helpful also. We had the implicit also. No. Passage presents biases as a complex dualism because some act as helpful. Of course, they do. Many are flawed. Yeah, that is a better one. Better. Let me check the others. Passage's main purpose is to analyze the neurological, psychological. The passage hasn't discussed anything such. It advocates for a complete reliance on deliberate, reasoned thinking, suggesting cognitive shortcuts. No, it's all about biases. That's a better choice. Parajumbles now. Just one keyword will be sufficient. Grab it, eliminate. Done. Next, please, Shikha. Okay, let's start with the fourth one. Which should be the next one? We will eliminate. So, yes, I read the passage, this. According to a recent report based on the study by this and that, the report, so I think 4 and 1 should be together. 4 and 1, 1, 4 cannot be the answer. 4 and 1, okay, let me just scroll it up. 4 and 1, okay. 4 and 1, no, 4 and 1, no. Is that correct? Let me read that. 2, 4, 1, 3. 2. While there is gender disparity in all fields of life, one area where it is organ donation. According to a recent report based on a study by the 4 out of 5 living organ donors are women. Recipients are men. Can see that gender disparity. Shikha. Examples after hypothesis or theory. So that's the hypothesis, that's the argument, that's the thesis on which this example is based. Not bad. And 2, 4, 1. Perfect. That must be the answer. Next. Ajay, I'm sorry, brother. I think we didn't have any option 4132. Did we? 41. No, we don't have an option. That's 4231. 4132 should have been considered. 41 available in just one. Done. This was also tricky. This was a lot tricky. Quick. Okay. After years of planning and multiple failed attempts, the spacecraft finally lifted off. Itself is a descriptive statement because it says, after years of planning, multiple failed attempts, finally the spacecraft lifted off, carrying with it the hopes of discovering alien life and expanding humanity's reach beyond the solar system. Okay. The goal of the mission, probably this is the mission, no problem, was not only to gather scientific information but also to prove that human survival on other planets, not bad. On other planets, we call them the aliens, could become a reality in the near future. Okay, perfect, Aman. Am I correct? DCBA, I can see here B. As the rocket pierced the atmosphere, the cameras captured stunning views of Earth fading into the distance, while the astronauts braced themselves for the long journey ahead into the territory. Okay, so it is going up. Fine. The entire team gathered in the control room, monitoring every single minute detail. Probably these are the minute details. As per the option which says DCBA, seems good to me. Any other option better starting with D? Whoa, we have just one option starting with D. Done and verified. That's quite similar to the one I always teach. Pollution is one of the evils brought about by the growth of science. It is making the air, water, and environment dirty. Then you can take a keyword of either air pollution or water pollution or environmental pollution. Aerodynamics is the branch of physics that studies the motion of air and its interaction with solid objects. Okay, sorry. Done. Hello, anyone here? Okay, let me mark. Fixed one, aerodynamics is the branch of physics that studies the motion of air and the interaction with the solid objects. Fine, we have some keywords. Aircrafts, engines provide thrust, while drag is the force. Okay. The upward force of lift must be, okay, lift is, okay. All these have been defined in just one single keyword. There are four primary forces that act on any aircraft in flight. Okay, just a sec. What should I say? Defining it further, defining it. There are four types of lift, weight, thrust, and drag. Now you can talk about any of these. Say all of these. Perfect, Aman. Yes. You are talking about lift in some sentence. You are talking about weight in some other one. Okay. You are talking about thrust in someone, and you are talking about drag in some other. Done. C must be the first. I got the keywords, then I can talk about these. C the first one, just one option. CBDA, no problem. Done. Find a keyword that is so strong you can eliminate now. Sure. Okay. Uh, can see the contrast here, but a study suggests that okay, go. Projected growth in rocket launches for space tourism, moon landings, and probably travel to Mars has many dreaming of a new era of space exploration is a positive statement. Scientists from this and that model the climate response of the stratosphere to increased future emissions of black carbons from rockets burning kerosene fuel. So this emission of black carbon is not going to be positive. I'll consider that negative. Kerosene burning rocket engines emit black carbon. These two must be together, and I can see that also negative. But a study suggests that a significant boost in spaceflight activity may damage the protective ozone layer or the planet we live. It brings the negativity. I would rather start with A. Kerosene scientists have modeled the climate response of stratosphere to increase. It is also talking about stratosphere. Uh, Camera went off. Changing battery. I'm just checking, brother. First of all, changing the battery. 5 seconds, please. Let's see this. Projected growth in rocket launches. Dreaming of A and D then. I cannot see any statement starting with A. Boost in spaceflight may damage the protective layer. May I take B, A? I'm sorry, I'm solving it live right now. Don't remember anything when I did it before. AC, AC should not be together. Okay, D cannot be the last one. B, A, maybe, then D, and then C. may be a possibility. CBDA, C, B, D. I'm sorry, I got this correct. D cannot be the first one. Drop it. Either B or C should be correct. Now, B the first. Scientists are doing this. A, hoping for this. Then D, but okay, then AC. A is fine, so is C. No, no, A, C should not be together. B, A, and then D, and then C. Let me check. Oh, God. Got it. It's all about priority. Okay, D cannot be the first one, you better know, but a study suggests you better know this. Now, CB, C is a negative statement, after which B is all okay, no problem. Then D, which is a negative statement, cannot take A, which is a positive statement after that. We have just two options. Either AC, A is fine, C is not fine after A, because A is a positive statement, many dreaming of a new era of space exploration. C, the negative, kerosene burning rocket engines emit black carbons into where it protects life from harmful radiations that can cause skin cancer and all. A, C are not connected. The only option left, B, A, D, C. Scientists are modeling this and that. A, when scientists are creating this, then we hope for a new era of space exploration. Yes, but a study suggests that a boost in all these things may damage us. How? Through this and that. That's the damage you can feel. That's the damage we can feel marked in C. So DC bringing that negativity, B and A for that exploration. Yes, these positive, these negative, B, A, T, C. Right. Good parajumbles. Are the volunteers distributing food packets? Present continuous I can see. So are they distributing food packets? Are food packets being distributed by them? Were, but that's present. Have, but that's present continuous. Are. Okay, first we have two options. Third form, why? Are food packets and clean drinking water being, not been, the third form, ing for that continuous tone. None. No were, have, possible. Same elimination here. The old monument was to be restored by the department, was to be restored. Thank you. Yep, it was to be restored. The highlight. The department had, but that is be, not have. Okay, is, but that's past. Restored, but it has some infinitive. Was to be, was to restore. No, just matching the transformation, not creating a new sentence again. The person who has or claims to have a great deal of authority or influence. Eliminate the options. Probably you know the meaning of demagogue, pedagogue, pugnacious. Yes, demagogue, gog is to lead, demos, people, so should be the leader of people, a politician, but that's a negative word. That's a derogatory word. If you want to defame someone, blame someone, use this word for the politician, not the word to praise a politician. No. Pedagogue from pada, which is children, Gog is to lead, and who leads a child? Teacher. That's also derogatory word. You can't praise somebody calling a teacher a pedagogue. It has to be a defamatory word. When you want to belittle someone, blame someone, use this word. No, it doesn't define that. Pugnacious is always ready to fight, not in the same list. Out of elimination, this pengendrum, whatever the pronunciation is, I came across this word for the first time. But yes, in examination, from PYQ, from PYQ, from PYQ, that's the answer. Out of elimination. Yes, deglutition from swallow down. That's the meaning of glutton, I think you know. Glutton, all of you know. D, I can take everything down, is to swallow. Exceed, no. Remove, no. Wash, no. Swallow. The exact meaning of this one. Okay, that's new, I think. Topper is inactivity, lethargy. But you want the opposite. In the previous one, we wanted the synonym, but here we want the antonym. So the opposite of inactivity should be activity, should be energy, something such. Listlessness. Why? Vigor. Yes, yes. Vim and vigor shows power, energy, energetic should be the answer. Nothing, nothing. No stagnant or anything such then. The opposite. That was new to me too. A range of open sandwiches and delicacies served as a buffet. That was new to me too. I didn't know this before. In general, a wide variety of something. Synonym, wide variety of something. I didn't know this, but somehow got this correct. I think you know gape, Gape. Wow. Wide open, even yawning also. Yeah. A makes those adjectives and all, like from wake, we get awake, from sleep, we get asleep, from lone, we get alone, and many such. Same from gape, wide open in surprise, wonder, opposite. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Indifferent, because agog will be expecting, anticipating something, expectant, I expect something, synonymous. No, I don't care. Well, whatever happens, no difference for me. Indifferent, apathetic. By whom has this enough? Just eliminate. Yes, brother. By whom has this who has okay, whom has, who did, who was, at least match the time and tense. The cell theory is one of the foundational tenet. India is one of the country. You are one of the person. He is one of my friend. Yes, chivalrous. After one of the, we use a plural noun because in order to pick one, choose one, there should be more than one. I cannot say India is one of the country. India is one of the countries. Out of those countries, this is one of them. You are one of my friends, one of the relatives, one of the tenants, not one of the tenant. Done. Plural noun. One of the cannot take a singular noun. I always believe that kindness and empathy has. Obviously, kindness is a different thing, empathy is a different thing. Both these things has, they have the power. Lakshmi, Radhe Radhe. She opened a new bank account yesterday. The homonym for the word bank. Bank account. Deposited money in the bank. That's the same. The bank provide loans. Probably that's the same. Bank has a new ATM machine. That's the same. Children playing on the bank of the river. That's not the same. Here it is the bank where we deposit money or take money from, and they are the same. Talking about the same. That's the different one. The corner of a, what should I say, that side of the river. So bank of the river. A different one using the same word. Time crawled as I waited for the results to be announced. Is that a simile? Hyperbole? Metaphor? Personification? Absolutely. Time crawling. Using time, that means an object, not a human being, as a human being performing an action. Crawling. No simile like as similarity. No hyperbole exaggerating things. No metaphor emphasizing that, imposing that. Just personification. And time has always been a personified object. Goes against the decree of conventional wisdom to imagine Shakespeare as an unsuccessful writer. Had he been a writer in this day, where digital demons loom over the elation of creative expression, an uncelebrated Shakespeare seems less bizarre a thought and more rational a possibility. When we set to employ technology to solve contemporary predicaments, we intended to automate the mundane. However, poetry, painting fall far from mundanity. Art, literature, and filmmaking are the embodiments of emotions and experiences, and the assertion that a machine parasitizing our creative properties may defenestrate people of art dissolves a bone in my body. Dissolves a bone in my body. Feel this. We have oftentimes seen quirky algorithmic takeovers as a recurring theme in literature. Seeing this notion seep from fiction to reality is certainly not a merry transition to witness, not a merry, happy transition to witness. While many argue this is a metamorphosis of the literary realm, but I see as its annihilation. Many think it's the starting. I think that's the end. Earlier this year, death of an author a novel was published as arguably the first halfway readable novel generated by AI. This AI authored novel has sparked conjecture regarding its alleged derivation from various authors, including although the novel is no masterpiece taking readers by storm, it sure is a moral concern. The point of reading is to enter someone else's stream of consciousness and gain perspicacity into their thought and intellect. Algorithm churning words defies this very notion. Every work of literature has a sentimental, social value attached to it. They translate internal emotions into something external and concrete, and emotions can't be made. Creative professions or professionals, have never seen their work with hostility but have always considered with rather teeming sacredness. Automation in the literary arena is unsolicited and futile quest. Capability doesn't unequivocally translate into compulsion. Just because one can now robotize creativity doesn't mean one ought to. As more and more work curated using generative AI proliferates, the question of ownership becomes a matter of copious discussion. Two major questions arise. Who owns the copyright to an AI generated piece, and does it infringe the copyrights of the other authors? Copyright belongs to the creator of the original work. When an AI is prompted to generate any form of art, four able candidates can compete for the copyrights. User, who prompted the AI tool. Engineer, who built the AI tools. AI tool itself, or the multitude of whose bodies of work were fed as prey to the beast of the AI. The writer of this must have been impressive. This battle of work were this battle of copyrights is an uncharted avenue with no precedent to follow. However, the fundamental of AI generated writing is the works of an enormous number of human authors provided to it as training data. Thus, originality becomes a concern. AI writing can be seen as a high level of plagiarism, which cannot be regarded as literary material. Every writer has his peculiar style, tone, voice. AI cannot get away by merely smashing, blending, parroting the voices of the others. Wow. AI has made copyrights and their infringement a subjective and sensitive dimensions, thereby calling for the establishment of an ecosystem where clear borders define the ownership of materials used for and produced by AI while safeguarding popular morality. As we let the luring venom of machine automation inflict upon our artistic liberty, we are bound to descend into times where participation in essential activities would stop. Ghosts of AI have rendered writers of the world in an absolute fright. But fright is not a helpful sentiment here. We must galvanize our wits to decide what future we need to hold for ourselves and what we are ready to surrender. Okay, which tense have you used in the first paragraph? It goes against are the embodiments. We have seen many argue. Copy, parrot, tota, copies, so the same way copying the works of the others. Assertion that it goes against present and definite. Simple present. Which is false. Author views the rise of AI in creative writing not a positive transformation, of course. Passage argues that because emotions are the core of literature, cannot be fabricated, directly stated. There is a clear legal precedent that assigns the copyright. No. Four people may fight over that. This I clearly mentioned. I clearly mentioned that four people may ask for the copyright. The one who had that script, the AI tool, or the yes, four candidates can compete. There is no legal precedent that assigns the copyright to the engineers. Anyone can take. That is false. Quirky, weird, algorithmic takeovers. Now, algorithms are taking over real literature. Author perceives AI as natural. No, disturbing, unwelcome. Of course. And last, perspicuous, I've told a number of times. Perspicacity, something which can be understood quite easily. Ability to understand things clearly and make insightful judgments. That's the meaning of perspicacity. Okay, finishing things now. Bye bye. Take care. Be safe. If you have any objection, feel free to say. See you in the classes. Thank you so much. People for tier 2 in those, and people for the foundation batch in those. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye. Take care. Be safe. Okay. Thank you. See you. Thank you, Ajay. Thank you, Lakshmi. Chevaldress. Thank you so much, everyone watching it live. Thank you so much, everyone watching it later also.